Hello, this is Kim with Crochet with Kim. I'm so excited to be with you here again today. I am going to continue on with the baby bib that I had started on, and I wanted to know just how many rows that I wanted to do because this was a little thicker yarn than what was requested. It's a size 10 crochet thread. And then with the number 7 steel crochet hook is what they requested. I decided to use a 4 medium weight yarn. This is 55% cotton, 45% acrylic, and the main color I have is like a gold or like a mustard yellow. It doesn't give like a color, but it gives a number, and this looks more like a mustard. I completed 38 rows of this. Now they're asking for the 5th row to the 50th row with the thread yarn, but I only need about 38 rows to have a pretty good size bib here. It is measuring about 15.5 inches from point to point, and from the throat area down to the bottom here to this bottom is measuring about 11.5 inches. So it's a pretty good size bib for a baby. And at this point we're going to continue on and fasten off. Now I have used a 3.75 millimeter hook, or F5. This particular yarn is requesting a 2 to 4 millimeters, so I fell right in the middle of that. I'm about to begin with the contrasting yarn, which I did pick white as my contrast, which will actually go better than the other colors that I have. So as we go ahead and we get started here, I ended with a with the single crochet at the end, which was the row 4, just the single crochet across. I did the back loop, well actually I did the back loops for the ridges, because it did not say to do the back loop for row 4, but I did. So I ended on the odd number, which is number 5, with just the single crochets across. I do apologize for that. So I'm hoping that you were able to go ahead and get your triangle. It looked like a triangular shape for me, where the baby's neck will go up in this area right here. It looks so nice, and I love this yarn because it's so soft. What I'm going to do is go ahead, I'm going to create myself a long tail here. Just leave me a pretty nice tail to weave in. And then what we're going to do, and I'll have to weave in that in as well. I never know when I have to undo something, so I don't weave them in right away, but I think I'm safe to say that I can go ahead and weave from this point. Now with our contrast, I'm just going to use a white yarn. It is from the same company as the Troy yarn, and I don't have any affiliations or associations with that. I just found this yarn and I enjoy working with it, so I thought I would just share that with you. And we will continue on. We're going to start working on the trim at this point, and what we need to do, we need to join the contrasting color in the first single crochet of the neck and work a row of single crochet all around, working 3 single crochet in each corner. join, and then we'll chain 3. So what we're going to do, we're going to start right up here in this single crochet right here, and being that this is a corner, we're going to join, and then we're going to place 2 more. Oops, and I'm doing double crochet. I'm working on another project that I'm doing double crochet, so there's 1, 2, and then there's number 3. All in that one corner. And then we're just placing single crochets along that single crochet. And as we remember, we're actually working in the front of the project where the ribbing is upward. And so we'll go ahead and do that. Single crochet. Single crochet. And it's almost like starting at the beginning chain or foundation chain, where it's going to be a little tedious in the beginning. And I'm just working over my tail as I go along of the white yarn. And I'll just leave it right there. So we're going to put single crochets all around the work or the project here, or now bib. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to get to the V part of it. I will be right back when I get to that point. I am here at the V, and I am going to put 2 double crochets in that center V, and then I'm going to continue on with my single crochet. Just to kind of give it that little like a cow look a little bit. And we're going to continue on. And I will be right back when I get to the end, okay? And then I'm going to show you where you will place your 3 single crochets in that corner stitch. Be right back. Okay, now I am back up here at that corner. Actually, it's like our beginning where we first started the chaining of the first row. We're right here on that end, and we're going to, I've already placed my first single crochet. We'll put crochet number 2 and crochet number 3 in that stitch. And now we're getting ready to work this side. And sometimes you can do the sides and it can be kind of tricky. And so you'll find that opening. You don't want to have too many stitches or make it buckle. But at the same time, you don't want too few stitches or make it look too tight. So I'm going to put 2 single crochets in each of the openings. So if I right in here. It's kind of hard to see here. But right in here, there is an opening, and here is an opening. Now you could put like one here, and then one on the opposite side. But you don't want to take up, you want to keep it as consistent as possible. And then one right on the end of that ribbing row, and then one right here, and then one on the ribbing row, and one right here on the end of the single. Okay, let's see how this is looking. Let me do that again. Some of my stitches I know can be tight, kind of tight. All right, one of the single row. So this is the single row, and then one for the ribbon row. One for the single row, single stitch row, and then one for the ribbon row. One for the single row, and one for the ribbon row. So at the end of each row, you should have an opening where you can just place your single crochets. Sometimes my openings can be a little looser than what I thought, but they can be a little bigger. I don't want them too spaced out, but I don't need them too tight either. So it is a play on your tension, and I'm trying to keep my tension as loose as possible, knowing that I'm working with a smaller hook. So like this gap is a little bigger than normal, but I'm not going to put 2 double crochets there. I'm going to see how it looks first. There, that opening is a little bigger. But if we can just keep the single crochets at the end of each row, one where it's straight single crochets and the other one where the single crochets is in the ribbing or the back loop only. We should be fine. Go down. And we're almost at the other end here. Okay. And we are now at the other end, and we will place 3 single crochets. Single crochets in this edging there. And as you can see, it's coming along quite nicely. It looks pretty nice. And we will just work in the single crochets here at the bottom. We will keep going. It's a little loose here. Keep consistency. And I will go ahead and work this until I get to the point at the bottom of the bib, and I will be right back. Okay, I am here at the point at the bottom of the bib. I will still put it here just in case I need it. I don't think I need it, but I will do that. And this point we will put 3 single crochets. Single crochets. And these are not tight enough. Give it a little bit more tension. 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this marker back in the center. I don't know if I'll need it again, but I'll just mark it. And then we will continue on. Our single crochets up the side of this V, or this side of the bib, and I will be right back when I get to this end right here. Okay, I'm back and I'm right here on this end of my bib, where we'll go ahead and we'll place our 3 single. Oh my goodness, what is going on? My single crochets in this corner, and that would give it a nice clean look like we have right up here on this end. I know the white is a little reflective on that white, but as we can see, it gives it that nice clean look. And so we will do the same as we did on the other side of the bib. We'll put single crochets on the row of the ribbing, and then the row of just a single crochet. And I'm just working in my tail as I go along on my extra yarn of the previous color, and make sure we don't draw it too tight. So we will have the single crochet row and then the ribbon row, single crochet row, and then the ribbon, single crochet, ribbon. And we'll give this thread right here just a little bit of a tug to make sure it's good, that it doesn't bulk but not too tight where it'll bow. And then we will go ahead and finish this up. And this will probably be more for a 2 or 3 year old. After church, you know, they may have on their nice little clothes. You want to throw this on over them. And we will just keep going, making sure that we not draw too tight. Let me make sure. I have them close, but not like too close. It's not wanting to work with me. Oh, come on. There we go. And then the ribbon row. Okay. Then I'll just put it there. I want to make sure that it's good and secure, so I like to make sure I put it through 2 strings or 2 strands instead of just one. I'm going to try to work this down in here so it doesn't stick out like that. And then we will place our slip stitch right there in that end, and there we go. We have completed the first row of our border or trimming. Now the second row is we're to chain at the end of this row 3, so chain 3, and then we're going to turn. We're going to turn our work. Double crochet in the same space. We got to put 2 double crochets in this same space. So 1 and 2. Okay. Skip 2 single crochets, so we're going to skip 1 and 2, single crochet in the next single crochet. So we skip 1 and 2, and then this one we put a single crochet. Okay, and then we'll chain 3, 2 in the same space, so 1. I don't like that because it kind of gives it a little buckle. So I'm going to actually chain 2 because I don't like that bow, and then place 2 double crochets. Okay, and then skip 2, 1, 2, and in the next one put a single crochet. So this is going to be the repeat. Chain 2, they say chain 3, I chain 2. And then skip 2 in that third one, single crochet. I'm going to chain 2. instead of 3 because I don't like that looseness. And then we'll go ahead and technically it's kind of still loose, but it's not horrible. And this is our repeat all the way around. All the way around the bib. So I'll do one more with you. Skip 2, single crochet, chain, it says chain 3, I'm on chain 2, and then if you're using the thread yarn, maybe 3 might be better, but if you're using a 4-weight, 2 would be okay. Skip 2, single crochet, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets in the same single crochet, and then we skip 2, and then that third one, chain 2, and then placing 2 more double crochets in the same chain. Skip 2, single crochet, chain, I'm chaining 2, but you can chain 3, and then 2 more double crochets in that same single crochet. Now I'm going to go ahead and work this around to the well, I'll work it down to the end, and then we'll work that end together. Okay, I will be right back. Okay, I am at the end of this corner. Now because of how I chained, I will skip 2, but I'm skipping over the point, so I may not have to put any like a chain, a special chaining or putting 3 in that point. I will just work right over it. So if you come to that point where you're like, okay, it's not going to meet the point, you're fine. Because I'm thinking I will meet the point, but I did not. It'll just work right on around that point. So let me do it this way. So it'll just work around that point. You just continue on until you meet back up on this side. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work that. Now when you get down to this point, I'll see what happens, and it may be the same as with what I ran into at the top, where you're just working around it. But I will pop back in if it's something different, but you can go ahead and work it until completion. And if I run into something that is a little different, then I will definitely jump back on. I'm just going to go ahead and finish this up. It's a very pretty pattern, very pretty border. It's going to be a sophisticated baby. It'll be at mealtime, be very sophisticated. But we'll see how everything works out once I get to this peak at the bottom of the bib, and then I will meet you at that point. Okay, I'll be right back. Hello, so I have reached the pivotal point, or the bottom of the bib, and as I thought that it might measure out, we will be counting over it, so it will not be a special case where you have to put 3. So if I skip the 2 and now single crochet, I'm just working right over that point. So we will continue, or I will continue on with putting the remaining of the border on this bib that I am really enjoying working, and I hope that you are enjoying working it as well. Very, very pretty. I did not, I've never made a bib like this before. This is actually a pattern that I found, yeah, I did it right. That I found as a book. I have 1940s, as a matter of fact. This is from the 1940s. And I did not know that back then they were so sophisticated in bibs. You know, here lately you might get the plastic bibs or nylon bibs, or some cotton bibs, especially for the new babies, that they have their cotton bibs and little things across it like daddy or mommy or baby, baby girl, baby boy, something like that. But actually these bibs are very, very fancy, and they would be more expensive, I'm sure, if it was something that was going to be sold in the store for purchase or different things of that nature. But as you can see, it's a very, very pretty blanket. Bib. I'm working on a blanket, and it's a double crochet blanket. I'm working on a kaleidoscope blanket for my son, and I'm getting my terminologies and everything all mixed up. But as you can see, this is turning out so pretty. I really, really, really like this. And I'm hoping that you're enjoying this as well. I'm going to have to possibly just go ahead and finish this up. There's a couple of more steps to completing, and I'll just have to do that possibly in another video to finish it off. But as you can see, it is turning out really, really pretty. Working a full-time job. I am also doing some other crafty work. I'm working on a book. So I have been pretty busy, and I try to allot time out for everything. That way I can do everything and not be disappointed because I wasn't able to complete something. So I actually have myself on a schedule of everything that I'm doing, and that's outside of a full-time job, because I do work full-time as well. So it is pretty amazing. I'll do this for podcast. I'll do this for the crochet channel. I have a podcast that I work as well. Plus, I'm working on a blanket. I'm working a blanket for myself, as well as a blanket for my youngest son. I haven't even placed my buttons on my jacket yet. I have to show you the completion of the jacket, the sweater jacket that I've made for myself. I had extended the border on it, and now I will be putting on some buttons, and that will be its completion in its entirety. So I've been a little busy little beaver. Okay, so we are at this point 1, 2. This is 3 right here. So I just want to make sure that we don't have to worry about the points on this. I'll just continue on around 1, 2, and this will make 3. And we'll just continue on 1, 2, and 3. And so I have to fit in that schedule, you know, visiting my grandkids, going grocery shopping, getting laundry done, fixing dinner. So my day is pretty full. I had to go to the doctor. So I had to make sure I fit that in that schedule as well. That is mandatory due to the chronic disease of having multiple sclerosis. I am having to stay under neurologist care, but I'm fighting through. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm just going to live life to the fullest. So this is why I crochet, I write, I'm working on books. I am trying to get into doing animation, cartoons, because I would like to create. I actually have ideas for creating my own cartoon. So yeah, it's just a lot of things, but I gotta do one thing at a time. They say you got a lot to do and not enough time to do it, and I say no, it's just all in me making time to do it. I'm gonna pull that out and I'm gonna put this over it if I can, making sure that it's threaded in really well. I probably still missed it, but I'll get it. And I'll cut it off once I am finished. Oops. And we will skip 2. I'll go ahead and work around here. And as you can see at the points, you're not having to worry about the putting like 3 double crochets in those. You can just, it's going to take you right around them. And skip 2, single crochet in the 3rd one. I'm chaining 2. Now with this one, this particular corner, if I skip 2, here's the 3rd one right here, and it's right at the point. But I will already, or near the point. It's just before the point, the top of that 3rd stitch. And then we will skip 2. 1, 2, single crochet, chain 2, and it doesn't look funny. I just want to make sure it didn't bulk or anything. Now I want to make sure if this is where I stop, because to the opposite side. Okay, so actually this is where I stop. It's a good thing I read that. To the opposite side, and the opposite side would be the top of here and the top of here. So this part you don't put that ribbon or that design in. Okay, so we have finished that part, and if I turn it on the reverse side here, this is the way it looks. I'm trying to get myself invested in getting a camera where I can have a little wider range. But as you can see, that is absolutely beautiful. I love it. It gives it a whole nother fancy look. And as you can see on that border is just lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I'm going to take a look at what our next step is and see. Okay, and then we are to, on row 3, we're to 2 double crochet in the same space, single crochet in the chain 3 loop of the next shell. Okay, so it would be actually my chain 3. My chain 2 loop, because I cut mine down to 2. They're saying 3. So what I'm going to do, and I'll show you, it says here at the end of this opposite side here, we are to chain 3, and then we'll turn our work. So we'll chain 3, and then we'll turn our work, and then single crochet in that chain 3, which actually is my chain 2. So okay, so that's what we're supposed to do. Then we'll chain 3. No, I'm sorry. Let me do that again. Chain 3, and then double crochet in the same chain. So we're supposed to double crochet in this one. I didn't skipped something. So 1, 2, and 3. Now single crochet in the chain 3, which is right here. Okay, then we chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then we're supposed to put 2 double crochet. I'm going to chain 2. It just makes it look loose for me. Pull out some more yarn. And then put 2, okay, and then chain 3, which I'm going, and single crochet in the loop, next loop, chain 3, chain, and 2 double crochets in the same space, single crochet in the chain loop space. So we're single crochet in the next one. And actually this is the same concept to a corner to corner. I'm recognizing that now. So this is the process that we're going right back down. We're going right back down and to the opposite side. But I am going to stop right here for this particular video. I'll continue this in the next video. That way we can go ahead and get this completed, because I have I have another thing that I need to do today, a couple of more things that I need to do today, and I'm running tight on schedule. But this is absolutely beautiful. This is how it's beginning to look, because we're just going to do a second row of this shell stitch all the way around to the other side. And this is what it's beginning to look like, because I know this white on white is not really showing very well. But this is what it's beginning to look like. Very, very pretty. You'll go ahead and just continue on the 2, and then I do 2. It says chain 3, but I'm doing only 2 chains. And then you go right over into that chain 3 space, which is my chain 2, and then chain 2, double crochet, 2 more double crochets, and single crochet, chain 2, and that's what you do to complete this row, which will be row 3 of this trimming. And so that is how everything is looking so far. Very pretty. It looks so sophisticated. I mean, let's see if I can I need to buy me some construction paper or poster board or something, because I know that white on white is hard to see, but I'll pull it over this way so you can see that this is going to be very, very nice once that trimming is done. Very, very nice. And just think, things back then was very inexpensive. Today, I'm sure that this would probably can easily be sold for about $25 easy, with no second thoughts about it. But I have to run for now. I do apologize for that, but I will do another video to have this in completion, and then we will have a completed bib for this particular first project. But until then, I want to say thank you for being with me today. Please, if you can give me a thumbs up, and if you can subscribe, I really would enjoy that. And we're going to work on another project just like this. I'm going to do more projects. I'm going to still go back to doing some patterns, but I'm going to do projects as well. But until the meantime, I'm hoping that you have yourself a wonderful and beautiful day. This is Kim with Crochet with Kim. Bye-bye.